You ever have one of those moments where the whole world shifts under your feet, and you know deep down nothing will ever be the same again? That was me, standing shackled in a cold Detroit courtroom at 16 years old, accused of a robbery I didn't commit, watching a man in uniform lie through his teeth while the judge barely looked me in the eye. Lieutenant Richard Vaughn smirked like he'd already won, and maybe in that moment, he had, because when I said I was innocent, he laughed, loud enough for the whole room to hear. The judge didn't blink. Denied bail. Just like that. The whispers started before they dragged me out. Troubled. Liar. Gang girl. I heard every word. They didn't see a student or a sister. They didn't know I'd been accepted into Harvard's law summer program, just that I was a black girl from the East Side with a defiant stare and no daddy in the picture. But what they didn't see, what Vaughn didn't see, was that I wasn't just some girl from the block. I was sharper than anyone gave me credit for. And I remembered everything. That night in Juvie, after the metal door slammed shut, I sat on the concrete floor with my knees pulled to my chest, going over every second of the arrest. The store's camera footage? Suddenly missing. The witness? Changed his story overnight. Vaughn's report? Timestamps didn't even line up. It wasn't sloppy, it was intentional. I knew it then. And just when I thought I couldn't be more afraid, a note slid under the door. Stop digging, or your brother dies. Malik was 12. He didn't even know how to lie properly, let alone survive something like this. That note turned my fear into something hotter, something focused. I reached out the only way I could. Using a pencil stub and a napkin from breakfast, I wrote a coded message to Professor Lena Carter, my Harvard mentor, a civil rights attorney who took me under her wing after I debated her blind in a citywide competition at age 12. I begged her for help, told her I needed Vaughn's record, his real one. The janitor, an older guy named Carl with tired eyes and a kind heart, slipped it out in a trash cart and gave me a nod like he knew he was risking everything. The next morning, he came back with a thick manila envelope stuffed in a sandwich bag. Lena had come through. Vaughn had a history, dirty busts, planted evy denke, mostly targeting black teens. Every case where the kid couldn't fight back. I started memorizing it. Every date, every name, every twisted lie. I had no pen, no paper, just the walls, the floor, and my memory. But Vaughn knew. And that's when they came. Two guards, not ones I'd seen before, dragged me out of my cell. No questions. One punched me in the gut so hard I thought I'd pass out. The other kicked me when I fell. Said I was asking too many questions. I didn't scream. I didn't give them that. But I made a promise to myself that night, through the blood and the bruises. I wasn't breaking. They took everything after that. Tore up my mattress. Flushed my pencil. But they couldn't touch what I'd memorized. I scratched a legal motion into scraps, 30 pages of handwritten case law, citations, arguments. When I passed it to Carl, he looked at me like I'd just handed him the Declaration of Independence. Then the video dropped. News blasted it on loop, a grainy clip of me confessing to the robbery, face clear, voice warped. It wasn't me. I hadn't said those words. But the city didn't care. The headlines read, "Teen gang member confesses." My school expelled me. My mom got fired from her diner job. And Malik, he stopped answering my calls. Vaughn had doctored the video, leaked it, and now I wasn't just a suspect, it was public enemy number one. When I finally got my day in court, I wore a blazer 3 sizes too big and stood up alone. No lawyer. Just me. But I came with facts. I called Vaughn to the stand. Asked him how I could be robbing a store at 8 p.m. when Harvard had me logged into a seminar at that exact time. He fumbled. I presented screenshots. The gallery gasped. The judge finally looked interested. For a second, I thought I had him. Then they searched my bag during recess. A little baggie of white powder. Cocaine, they said. Vaughn's partner planted it. I know he did. I saw the smug little twitch in his smile as they held it up. New charges. Bail revoked. Back to lockup. The motion for retrial? Delayed. Lena came to see me through thick glass. Her eyes dark, her voice low. Vaughn's precinct controlled the evy denke room. Anything not bolted down could be tampered with. She promised to keep digging. But it got worse. Malik got arrested. Said he resisted a cop during a raid. A lie. They took his phone, tore up our apartment. A judge called him a threat to society. He's 14. That night, a brick came through my cell window. Note tied to it, "You're next." I picked it up, hands shaking, and I swore if I had to burn the whole damn system down to keep my brothers safe, I would. So I went public. ShadowNet, a hackedy VYSD group Lena had warned me about, offered me a live stream. They sent me a burner phone. From the laundry room, I went live. Told the world about Vaughn. About the bribes. The planted EVY Denke. The offshore account. It blew up 5 million VYUs overnight. Then Vaughn turned my live stream into a riot. He sent agitators to a peaceful protest outside the courthouse. Bottles. Fire. Chaos. News headlines flipped instantly. Amara Ellis incites violence. The footage of my confession ran again. The footage of my speech disappeared. My mom's shelter got torched the next morning. She barely made it out. Malik's motel room was raided. The janitor helping me got fired. I got doxxed. They posted my school records, said I lied about Harvard, said I was a fraud. But I still had the laptop. And Vaughn's precinct still had his burner phone, the one he used to coordinate everything. I broke in, crawled through vents, paid off a janitor, grabbed the phone from his desk drawer. And guess what? I got the texts. Messages from Vaughn to city council members. Lists of targets. Plans. The whole machine laid bare. But as I ran, they found me. Shot me in the shoulder. Set the precinct on fire. I escaped. Barely. Hid in a storm drain with Malik, who was burning up with fever. Then Lena got arrested. Said she was aiding a fugitive. Then the mayor got involved. Mayor Diane Thornton, turns out she was part of it too. Her emails were on that burner phone. She was rigging elections by framing black kids through Vaughn's precinct. So I did it again. This time, I hijacked a national news feed. A direct leak. Emails. Texts. EVY Denke. My voice telling the story while the footage played. 20 million VYUs in 2 days. Protests all over. Vaughn got suspended. Thornton resigned. Harvard offered me my scholarship back. But Vaughn wasn't done. He staged a shooting at my trial. Killed a guard. Claimed I planned it. Declared a mistrial. Called me a terrorist. And when I escaped again, they doubled the bounty on my head. 20,000. Then the bomb went off. In my old neighborhood. 30 people dead. Vaughn's men planted it and pinned it on me. Said I turned radical. Said I wanted revenge. All lies. And just when I thought I was broken for good, a woman showed up. Said her name was Nia. Said she knew my mom. Said she'd been fighting this fight longer than me. She got me to safety. Showed me one last file. A national conspiracy. Targeting kids like Meblak prodigies. Ones who dared to rise above their station. Ones who scared the system. Names. Cities. Dates. My name had been on that list since I was 12. So I took the mic one last time. A community center. A crowd of every color. I told them what happened. Who Vaughn really was. What he'd done. What the system allowed. And I told them I am not done. Because they want us silent. Scared. Ashamed. But I'm still here. You tell me. After all that, what would you have done? Comment below. If you've ever been lied on, underestimated, or pushed down just for standing tall, I want to hear your story. Like and subscribe if you believe one voice can crack a crooked system wide open. Because I'm not a gang girl. I'm not a thief. I'm not a terrorist. I'm Amara Ellis. And I'm not done yet.